they collected this money through specialized enforcement. What is specialized enforcement, and who are the people who might want to worry about this?
Gone are the days where you had, that one parent who fell largely behind in child support, but there was really no way to get the money from them anyway, and there was no recourse or repercussions for that. New York State, particularly the Office of Temporary Disability Assistance, they have a lot of tools and mechanisms at their disposal nowadays to collect past due child support. And those tools can be, they can garnish tax refunds, which are probably the most common and most frequently used method of claiming and reclaiming overdue child support. They take people's tax refunds. I've had clients who have lost personal property. Vehicles can be seized and either held or later auctioned if they're not bought back, or if not, the child support arrears are not caught up on. Unemployment benefits, and then there's also suspension of your driver's license is possible through DMV as well, kind of as a penalty to force people to come out of hiding and pay the child support that's due. So there's quite a few tools that are out there now.
So is it easier for the state to go after these people? With everything that, all your personal information that's out there, is it easier for the state to find these people and go after them?
Yeah, it is. Normally we're talking about people who are anywhere from 3 or 4 plus months behind on child support to years behind on child support. It's not usually the person who's 1 or 2 or 3 months behind, but a lot of it depends on how zealous the custodial parent is too, whether or not they're going to, push the issue and really push to and have those back due child support payments enforced. These offices in New York State and the court system, generally are only out to do as much as the custodial parent pushes or drives them to do in some instances. So, a lot of it depends on the relationship between the two parents, how frequently the non-custodial parent falls behind. But, in terms of finding people, you're right. The information is much more available. It's much more difficult to hide or be off the grid than it was in the past.
What about sporadic payments? You pay a little bit here, but then you're very there's a long period of time where there's no payment. Are these folks likely to fall into that specialized enforcement category right there too, Chas?
Yeah, absolutely, certainly can be. You can get on a payment plan. Normally what happens is when you have child support that's set up, it's set up that it's X number of dollars per month. So if you've got a parent who's supposed to pay, using a round number, $100 a month, but they're only paying $100 every 3 months, then by the end of the year, they're how many ever hundreds of dollars behind. By the end of 2 years, they're a couple $1,000s behind, and those are the people where you have that type of arrears that's built up. One of two things happens: you either go back to court in an enforcement proceeding, and you have the past due child support, the non-custodial parent agreed to pay the regular amount of child support that's due plus a percentage of the past due arrears that's accrued now, or two, you fall into one of these special enforcement tools, and all of a sudden 2 years after accruing arrears, you go to get your tax refund and you find out the state has taken it to pay off all of your past due child support to bring you back to zero again.
Okay. Anything else you want to get out there? People probably ought to know about this, Chas?
No, I think you've pretty much covered it. I think I'll leave the rest to the divorce lawyers.